Good morning, Cubs. Welcome back to another beautiful day. So, of course, we start our day off with our morning message. Let's read and find out what our message has in store for us. Remember, I read first and then you read after me. Got it? Got it. August 31st, 2020. Good morning, Cubs. Today is Monday. Let's sing our song. Today is Monday. Today is Monday. All day long. Woo! All day long. Woo! Yesterday was what? What was yesterday? Sunday. Tomorrow will be Tuesday. That was fun. Woo! Now we're done. Woo! Let's have a great day and grow our brains. Love, Mrs. Richardson. So we are today going to make sure that we are going to go over our Letterland friends and refresh our brain from a nice long weekend. We're also going to talk about words and letters and the difference between those two, okay? So let's go back to our morning message. If you look in between, there's these big, huge gaps in between these. They're really big. They're kind of like big meatball spaces. So if you were looking in between, I could put my whole finger in between that space. If you could put your whole finger in between that space, that's a word. Those take up 2 meatball spaces. So if you're looking, let's look at this one. You see good. This is the word good. Now there's a space between that M and that D. That's taking 2 meatball spaces. If it has 2 meatball spaces, that means it is a word. Okay? Say 2 meatball spaces. If it takes up 2 meatball spaces, that is a word. But let's look closely at the space in between the G and the D. That's really small. Even the space between the O and the other O, and that O and D. Ooh, those spaces are really tiny. Let's get a closer look. Ooh, is there lots of space in between these? No. Actually, it's a small amount of space that only a spaghetti string can fit in between. If only a little bit of space is in between that only a spaghetti string space can fit, that means it is a letter. So is G a letter? Yes. Is this a letter? Yes. Is this a letter? Yes. Is this a letter? Yes. But when I hop over here, I had to hop over a meatball space. See, this is really a really big gap. And so we can't just keep cruising along like on the road. Like if your mommy and daddy are riding on the road, they can drive straight because there's only a small amount of space. But when we get to a gap, can they keep driving? Can they drive through a gap? No. So we have to pretend our fingers are bunnies, so we gotta hop over to the next word. We gotta hop over those meatball spaces. So let's try again. This is a big gap, so that's a meatball space. So when we get to here, we got to jump over to the next word. Let's try down here. Let's look here. Is there a little bit of space or a lot of space between this letter and this letter? Yeah, it's a little bit of space. That means only a spaghetti string space can fit in between. That means it's a letter. Good job. What about the space between this letter and that letter? Is it a little bit of space or a lot of space? It's a lot of space. Enough for two meatball spaces to fit in between. You see that? Boop, boop. So that means it is a what? A word. Good job. Remember, if it's a little bit of space, it is a letter. If it's a lot of space, it is a word. Okay? Let's keep moving on. All right, guys. So before we hop into Letterland, we are going to review our calendar because, of course, it is important to know our days of the week and our month, year, and day. So let's check it out. All right, guys. So let's do our calendar. Of course, we know we're still in the month of what? August, right? And we're in the beginning of the week. So today is Monday, just like in our morning message. If we go down to the last week, so that means we're in the 5th week. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We land on the number 31. Good job. That means August have 31 days. And of course, we know our year is what? 2020 or 2020. That gives us our full date. Let's repeat after me. Monday, August 31st, 2020. Good job. All right, guys. Now it's time to hop right into Letterland. So get your arms out because it's time to fly right into Letterland. Get ready. Letterland, Letterland, there can be no better land for meeting a duck, a man with a hat, an orange or two, and a clever old cat. So let's go to Letterland, Letterland, Letterland. Water, walrus, wetterland, neat slithering sound, a king who can kick, a quarrelsome queen, all make noisy nick. So let's go to Letterland. Let's go to Letterland today. All right, now that we have landed into Letterland, it's time for a quick review. So, when I hold up the Letterland character, I want you to tell me who is our Letterlander and what sound they make, okay? Who is this? Yeah, it's Annie Apple. What sound does Annie Apple make? Ah, ah. Make sure you're doing your hand motion with our Letterland friend. Ah, like apple. Good. Ah. Next. Who is this? Yeah, it's Bouncy Ben. What sound does Bouncy Ben make? B. B. Make sure you're doing the motion like you're bouncing a ball. B. B. Good job. Next. Who is this? Yeah, Clever Cat. What sound does Clever Cat make? K. 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 Good job. Make sure you're doing a hand motion like you're on the phone. K. K. Who is this? Yes, Dippy Duck. What sound does Dippy Duck make? D. D. Make sure you're pointing down. D. 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 Who is this? Yes, Fighter Fighter Fred. What sound does Fighter Fighter Fred make? Yes, you're going to fan yourself because you're fanning the flames off. Good job. And who is this? Yeah, it's Eddie Elephant. Good job. What sound does Eddie Elephant make? Eh. So you're going to take these two fingers and pretend you're rubbing on the edge. Eh. As Eddie Elephant walks on the edge of a tightrope. Eh. Eh. Good job. All right, guys, good job. You have finished your morning meeting. Now, let's go ahead and mosey on in to our reading lesson. Yes.